Imagine this. It's after midnight, the wind is howling outside, and suddenly everything goes dark. The world outside your window vanishes. No street lamps, no TV flickering in the living room, no hum of the refrigerator. It's not just your house, it's your whole block. You're in a blackout. But unlike your neighbors, you're not fumbling for candles or nervous about your phone battery running out, because right now your home is glowing with the soft, steady light of LED bulbs. They're not plugged into the wall, there's no generator buzzing away in the corner, and here's the kicker. You didn't spend a cent to make this happen tonight. Sounds impossible. Don't blink, because what you're about to hear is something very few people know, but anyone can do with just a bit of preparation. I know what you might be thinking. Is this just another hack that sounds too good to be true? Or some kind of clickbait trick? Not here. That's not what we do. On Boring Economic Update, we're going to break this down step by step, using nothing but plain English. So by the end of the video, you'll have a foolproof plan, something you can actually do, not just something to daydream about. But before we get too deep, hit that subscribe button if you like. Bottom line, practical solutions for real problems, especially the kind where you can outsmart the odds and keep your family safe, without needing an engineering degree or spending hundreds on gadgets and gear. Picture this. You're calmly walking to your kitchen, lights bright enough to see, while neighbors are hunting for flashlights that never work. Most people don't realize how little energy LEDs need to run. They've changed the game when it comes to emergency lighting. I remember back in the day during a thunderstorm in our old neighborhood, my dad would drag out this ancient, noisy generator. It was so heavy we nearly broke our backs carrying it from the shed. And the smell, burnt gasoline, oil stains on the driveway, it's something you never forget. That was the old way. But today, technology puts us way ahead, and the solution is so simple, yet so overlooked, you might just laugh when you hear it. You see, everybody knows solar panels can power stuff, but very few people actually keep a couple of lightweight solar garden lights on hand as a backup. Even fewer realize you can take apart a cheap yard light. Yeah, the $2 ones you poke in the ground at your walkway. Pull out the little rechargeable battery, and it will power a simple LED bulb in your house for hours. Not safety lights outside, I'm talking about real light, right inside your bedroom or kitchen, for reading, cooking, playing cards, or just sitting with your family when everything else is pitch black. Most people ignore these little devices, thinking, what could one tiny solar light possibly do? But here's the story. These lights aren't telling you. They're perfectly matched to run LED bulbs. And with a few leftovers from your old electronics drawer, you can connect them. No soldering, no engineering, just a couple of wires twisted together and a little bit of tape. I first ran into this idea a few years ago. It was all by accident. I had these garden stakes, half rusted, half painted, scattered in my yard. None of them were lighting up anymore, and I was about to throw them away when a neighbor, let's call him Mark, mentioned he'd managed to run an indoor lamp off one. I thought he was joking, but he showed me. Popped open the top, took out the AA size battery, and hooked it up to a regular 12V LED bulb using a plastic breadboard and alligator clips. The whole setup cost less than a breakfast at a diner. But what really changed my mind was this. Even that lowly old battery, charged just by being outdoors for a few hours, kept a lamp on through an entire movie later that night. Zero noise, zero gas, no mess. There are millions of these garden lights sold every year. Most folks just replace them or toss them when they fade. But what you might not realize is that their basic parts, a rechargeable battery and a tiny solar panel, are all you need to make a self-contained LED power station. When it's sunny during the day, even in winter you collect power. At night, during a blackout, you bring in your charged up garden lights, pull out the batteries, and run your LEDs. It's so basic, you'll wonder why no one ever talked about it before. Maybe because it isn't flashy or expensive, it's just quietly effective and practically free if you already have those parts. Now, here's how the whole method works. You match the voltage of your garden solar battery, usually around 1.2 Ah to 3.7 VAS, to a low voltage, high efficiency LED. Pair a single cell with a single LED for a reading lamp, or string together a few batteries, and you can run multiple bulbs. No special skills. In fact, you can make this even easier by using LED light strips meant for USB power. Those little USB LEDs are designed to run on 5 volts or less, which is right in the range of the little rechargeable cells from solar stake lights or old USB power banks. So instead of being left in the dark, you're using something you already own, something you never thought twice about, to flip the script on a blackout. And here's something even more interesting. You can harvest spare batteries from old electronics, remote controls, children's toys, or forgotten gadgets, charge them up using outdoor sunlight and your garden stake, and then plug them in for safe indoor light. There's no fire risk like you might get with candles, no fumes, no stress. Kids, pets, even the family goldfish will be just fine. You are recycling, you are saving money, and you are keeping power right where you need it, exactly when everybody else is waiting for the grid to come back on. As we keep going, I'll walk you through exactly what parts you need how you connect them, and some clever ways to scale this up if you want more light, or even enough power to charge a phone too. Stick with me, because the best part of this hack isn't just that it's possible, it's that it's almost free and it brings a little peace of mind the next time the lights unexpectedly go out. Now, let's get into the meat of how this actually works, because the most powerful ideas are sometimes the ones hiding in plain sight, right in our everyday lives. There's something almost satisfying about knowing you're outsmarting a problem using the same little gadgets most people overlook. I'm going to take you step by step, painting a clear picture of what to look for, what to keep from your odds and ends drawer, and how to set this up so you're never caught off guard, no matter how long the lights stay out. Because let's face it, blackouts don't give you a warning, and when they hit, it's too late to run around searching for gear. So having your plan ready ahead of time is half the battle won. You remember those little garden solar lights I mentioned? Dig them up or check if you have a few extras lying around the garage. New, they cost just a few dollars, but in reality, you can often find them collecting dust near the porch steps, maybe even with faded solar tops and cloudy plastic. Don't worry if they look worn. What matters is what's inside. Each one usually has a rechargeable AA or AAA-NiMH battery, or sometimes a flat lithium cell. These tiny batteries are designed to be topped off every day by the solar panel outside. No fancy charger, just real sunlight doing the hard work. If you have a handful of these stake lights, pull the batteries and bring them inside. Even a very basic solar garden light stores enough power for a few hours of light. Open one up and you'll see a simple snap-on cover or a couple of screws holding the top in place. Underneath, there's almost always an obvious little metal cylinder. That's your battery. Pop it out, and you've got a power source as good as new, fully charged courtesy of the sun. Some have a single 1.2 VA battery, others run at 3.2 VI, depending on the model. Somewhere in your kitchen drawer, you probably already have a kit of holiday lights or battery-operated LEDs. These are perfect for this setup because they run on just a couple AA or AAA batteries. Your job? Match up the voltage and power rating. If your LED bulb or strip says 3V or 5V compatible, you can use 2 or 3 solar batteries together in series. Just line them up, positive to negative, to reach the voltage you need. Here's how I did it the first time. I'd collected a few dead solar lights on trash day and pulled out the batteries. I had a small LED strip left over from an old camping setup. Nothing fancy, runs on a USB plug. The math here was simple. 5 little 1.2V batteries in series give you 6V, which is enough to light up a 5V USB LED comfortably and for hours, depending on the size of the batteries and the draw of the light. Alligator clips work if you don't have a real battery holder. Just clip them on the ends, instant blackout lighting. If you want something even easier, you can connect those batteries to a standard AA battery holder, which costs maybe $1 online. Add a switch if you want, but honestly, just connecting or disconnecting the LED is enough for most people. Now let's play this out. Blackout hits, and you didn't have time to charge anything. Does this still work? Here's the smart part. Solar yard lights keep charging all day while you're at work. So even if the grid is down and your heavier gear is offline, your garden solar lights have been collecting sun every single day, waiting in reserve. And if you're in an apartment, just put a couple of solar lights on your balcony or windowsill. Even if they don't get direct sun, you'll still collect enough energy to power an LED for an hour or two at night. Recharging is as simple as putting the batteries, or the entire light, back out in the daylight the next morning. Some of you will be thinking, but what about cloudy days or in winter? That's a fair question. Here's the thing. LEDs are so efficient now that unless it's been several days with no sunlight at all, you can still get partial charge to make at least a little bit of light. Plus, as a backup, you can use regular AA rechargeable batteries. Charge them up ahead of time, store them in a cool, dry place, and swap them in if your solar cells run low. Think of it as a two-part plan. Solar for regular use, spare batteries for extra emergencies. Simple, reliable, and low stress. I remember a winter storm not that long ago when power was out all across our area. Gas stations were closed, portable generators were too loud to sleep through, and even folks with battery banks were rationing power for their phones, not their lights. That's when this method really shines. You bring in those garden batteries, plug up a few LED strips around your main room, and suddenly you're not living by candlelight or running down your emergency phone charger just to see. It's a small change that makes your home feel normal again, and honestly, it keeps morale up when the world outside feels just a little bit out of control. A little bonus trick, you can harvest even more light by using those little LED tap lights you find at the dollar store. They usually run on AA batteries and light up a hallway or closet just fine. With your stash of charged garden batteries, you just swap out the cells as needed. No electrical work, no plug. For kids' rooms? They love these. They're safe, bright, and can be carried as a nightlight or just stuck on the wall with Velcro tape. I've even heard of neighbors hooking up used solar batteries to fairy lights, running them all night for less than a couple bucks worth of parts. Remember, it's not the fanciest gear that wins out in a blackout. It's the solution you have on hand. And with most LED strips or bulbs, you can go up to dozens of hours on a set of freshly charged batteries. The trick is to keep the load light. Running just 1 or 2 bulbs at a time really stretches your supply. So now you have the start of a system. Small solar garden lights as your battery and power source, easily swappable with any AA LED device in your house, or even with a little wiring, to standalone LED bulbs and strips. No fancy bills, and in most houses, no extra spending at all. Just a rethink of stuff you might have thought was throwaway material. And it's really this mindset that gives you the real free part of the deal. You're not looking for the most high-tech, high-price solution, but the one that just quietly works year after year, collecting sunlight in the background, not making a fuss. It's hiding in plain sight, but once you've seen the system in action, it changes the way you look at every dead solar garden light, every old rechargeable battery, and every time the forecast hints at a storm. But what if you want to scale things up, run more than just a few LEDs, or get enough light for an entire living room or basement during a longer outage? That's where some clever upgrades come in, and even here you can stick with the almost free rule by reusing old power packs, scavenged USB adapters, or upgrading to larger capacity solar battery packs made for lawn decoration. The real genius is that you're stacking simple components, each so cheap or common that losing 1 or 2 doesn't end your system. You can have 3 or 4 solar light batteries charging at the same time, rotate them through different rooms, or even join forces with neighbors, so everyone's got at least one bright spot to gather during the next power cut. Let's keep going, because now we'll talk about how to make this entire setup last as long as the blackout does, and how a few smart tweaks turn a little hack into a game changer for your neighborhood. So you've now got the basics, how to scrounge up power from the most humble solar garden lights and rechargeable AA batteries, how to pair those up with efficient LEDs, and how to keep your house shining when everyone else is staring into the darkness or risking a fire with candles. But let's step back for a moment and really think about what this means, because the real power of these little hacks isn't just in the batteries or the LEDs, it's in having a reliable backup plan when the grid fails, and doing it with stuff you already paid for or might have tossed out. Let's talk about taking this idea all the way, so it's not just a one-trick fix, but a habit, a household upgrade that quietly works for you, season after season. The beauty of using solar garden lights and spare rechargeable batteries is that they fit right in with daily life. Low maintenance, always charging in the background, quietly building up your energy reserves for the one time they're actually needed. This isn't about having a bunker in your basement or turning your home into a science experiment. It's about peace of mind. It's about knowing that whether it's a 1-hour outage, a hurricane, or even just a blown fuse, you'll never be left groping in the dark. Now, once you've run this system a couple times, you'll start to spot new opportunities. Maybe you invest in a few extra solar-powered yard lights next time you're at the hardware store. Maybe you pick up a 10-pack of rechargeable AA batteries or a cheap USB LED strip and stash it away. Get into the habit of swapping out the batteries in your solar lights every couple months. Keep a spare set always charging, always fresh, instead of relying on candles or an expensive generator. Each time you charge up a little battery, you're giving yourself hours of safety, comfort, and real light. No fire risk, no noise, and no mess. There's another level to this story, and that's the neighborhood effect. Because once you show a friend or a neighbor how this works, it catches on. Everyone's got at least one old garden light buried under a bush. Everyone's got a drawer full of mystery batteries and leftover flashlights. I've watched this in action on my own street. One person runs their porch light from a garden stake during a storm, and soon 3 or 4 houses are doing the same. It's empowering, and it builds a little community resilience right there on your block, using stuff nobody thought was still useful. You can even take this up a notch if you want to run larger lights or keep the TV or Wi-Fi modem on for a little while. Old laptop power banks, or those big USB power bricks you use for travel, they're perfect for running longer LED strips or even charging your phone in a pinch. Many of those packs can be recharged from solar panels, either the built-in garden ones or with a cheap flexible solar mat you stick in a sunny window. Layer these power sources together, and suddenly you've got most of your emergency lighting, plus enough juice to check the news, call loved ones, or play a board game with the kids, all from sunlight and scavenged batteries. Think about all the scenarios: a summer brownout when the AC overloads the grid, a winter ice storm that snaps the lines, or just your city rolling blackouts to save power. Candles aren't safe, gas is expensive, and most flashlights eat through batteries way too fast. Instead, you've patched together a system that works because it's built on low power, widely available parts, and the proven efficiency of modern LEDs. Even if the power's out for days, every sunny moment you're topping up your stash, ready to swap in fresh batteries and keep rolling. And don't think this is just for rural areas or people with big yards. This hack works anywhere. There's a window, a balcony, or even a fire escape railing. I've seen city apartment dwellers set up rows of solar yard lights on the windowsill. Maybe not enough to light up an entire room for hours, but plenty bright for cooking, reading, or keeping the area around your door safe at night. The principle scales up or down, just based on what you have on hand and what you need to keep going. You want to go next level? Experiment a bit. Try connecting several garden light panels in parallel to boost the charge rate of your batteries. Use a portable USB charger and a USB-powered lamp for a next-day backup. Even something as simple as a few daisy-chained AA battery holders lets you run bedside lamps, emergency lanterns, or string lights throughout your home. What's amazing is how quickly these setups become second nature. One moment, you're learning to swap a solar battery for a flashlight. The next, you've got 3 rooms glowing, the TV running off a banked-up power pack, and not a candle in sight. It's also worth mentioning that this approach isn't just saving you in a blackout. Over time, you're reusing old tech, keeping batteries out of the landfill, and slowly bending your household habits toward resilience. There's a quiet satisfaction, not just in beating the blackout, but in knowing your solution didn't cost a fortune, didn't fill your house with smoke, and didn't break when you needed it most. Every time you test the system or help a neighbor build their own, you're investing in a simple, sustainable kind of security that most people overlook until it's already too late. So here's the big question I want you to think about for yourself and maybe for your family too. The next time the lights go out on your street, will you be ready to pull out a box of candles? Or will you have a quiet, soft LED lighting up your room, powered by nothing more than a bit of last week's sunlight? This change doesn't require a big investment or technical expertise. It just needs a shift in how you look at the humble solar garden light, and maybe a little experimentation on a sunny afternoon. That's the heart of it. Powering your LEDs for free during a blackout isn't just possible, it's easier than most people realize, and it's more rewarding than it looks. You become just a little more prepared, a little more confident, maybe even a little more neighborly. Truth is, the future is going to have its share of outages, storms, or surprises, but with this simple system in place, you've got the power to outsmart them all, quietly and cleanly. Now, if this story sparked an idea, or if you're planning to try this out when the next storm hits, I want to hear from you below. Share your blackout success stories or your own hacks for keeping the lights on for free when the power goes out. And if you know someone who still runs for candles every time the power blinks, take a second and share this video with them. Let's spread the word and help a few more people outsmart their next blackout. Because when everyone else is waiting for the power company, you'll be ready and you'll be lighting the way.